Hi everyone, Berno here, and this is the last day for my thoughts of the day, and I'm sharing some passages in the Bible where God's really spoke to me, and it's really changed my perception on life as well. And more recently, I think the past 2 years maybe, I've really been reflecting on Genesis 1:26 verse 27, where it talks about how we're made in God's image, and really try to unpack that. So it says, Genesis 1:26 says, "Then God said, 'Let us make man,'" humanity, "'in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock of all the earth, and over all the creatures that move along the ground.'" So God created man, or humanity, in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. And so, and this is something I've shared before as well, is how it made me really think about me as a person, as an individual, in terms of reflecting God's image, that I'm not enough. There needs to be more than just me. And also, so at the beginning of the week, the first video I was talking about was about the love of Christ compelling us because he's died for us. And so, if he's died for us all, we die. We kind of die to ourselves, and we no longer live for ourselves, but we live for Christ. And it's no longer about me as a person, but it's about Jesus. And so also, being created in God's image, I need to make sure that it's about everyone around me as well, the way I live, the choices I make, the way I think, the way I speak, and how, especially with having children, oh my goodness, the sacrifices you make for your children, that's the thing that we have to put. I feel, since having children, I feel there's so much I have to put on hold. Things I'd really love to do, like go climbing. I'd love to go climbing, go climb a mountain, go hiking, or do all these things, but my children are too small. I can't just go off and leave Lucy on her own with the children and just do my own thing. And that's all part of this thing, being created in God's image. It's about giving up my own desires in that sense, yes, for God, for Jesus, but also for the people around me that I love, and for the community around me. But then we've also got boundaries. We have to be self-aware of what we can do, how far we can stretch ourselves. And that's the thing in the past year, was this whole thing about self-awareness and getting to know myself better, to know how much I can give to others and what my limits are, but also how to look after myself. And it's been, this 2-year period has really been really good. And now, particularly during COVID, and how we've had lockdown, and we're looking ahead now again at the restrictions tightening again, and how society around us has responded, and how people are so concerned with themselves that they just they don't want to follow the government's advice because it's impeding me as an individual. And so I'm wrestling with this, and I'm thinking, right, well, it does impede me as an individual, but it's for the rest of humanity. We're trying to preserve human life here, aren't we? And it also makes me think about my children and the things I'm giving up in order to, for my children. It's that so that I can develop a much better relationship. And that's the thing, the things we sacrifice for someone else, actually, we're kind of investing that into them, into those people. And so it makes me realize, actually, there's so much goodness in being selfless in that sense, and being able to give up more of myself for my family. And I'd love to have some time just by myself. Oh, that'd be so nice. Do you know what? Now that it happens, I don't know what to do with myself. If the children and Lucy are away and I'm not working, I don't know what to do. I'm so used to giving up my time and things for them. And you miss that. You suddenly realize, I really enjoy that. I really enjoy giving to them. So anyway, that's my final thought for the day. And so, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And let's pray. Lord, thank you so much that you made us, although we are individuals and we have all our various differences and things, we cannot reflect you properly without the people around us, without the people we love, and without really deep relationships with them. And I thank you that how you're teaching me to be less selfish and look at myself as an individual a lot less and be more aware of the people around me. And that's not easy, but I can see just how good that is for the people around me, Lord. I also recognize that I sometimes need to make space and look after myself as well. And so I pray that you'll help us to do that. Help us to be aware of our limits. Help us to be aware of how much we can give. And also the things that are really good in terms of us looking after ourselves. And the people we put around us to help us with that, Lord. Amen. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful weekend.